It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. And coming right up, we'll see this home squad playing against Utah. Well, for Utah, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep.
Welcome everyone to a great Sunday.
Boys, nice and high.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Utah, Hood and Ingles filling out the perimeter. Randall out there with Whiteside, and it's Wall in at the point guard position. Bazemore gets the bucket.
Just an amazing feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
Randall kicks to Hood. Wall against Simmons. Here's Whiteside, and he starts out with the miss in this one. On defense, Utah. It's a three-point game. Dishes it to Bazemore. From outside, off the mark. And here's Utah. And the Utah Jazz back in 2014, the worst defensive team in the league by points per possession. Greg, it's been a dramatic turnaround.
One of the premier defensive teams now in our league in terms of their imposing paint presence. Not a team that gambles for steals or deflections. They keep you in front and force you to play over the top.
Now here's Simmons. He's coming off a 10-point game against Indiana. Back to Gasol. And Gasol slams it in.
Man, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those jams.
Randall kicks to Ingles. Back to Randall. Pass to Hood. Shoots off the screen. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Now, what I do love about Randall as a screener is he's always a threat to roll off, even if ultimately he doesn't.
Simmons dishes to Williams. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists now in this one.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Hood. Randall kicks to Wall. Kick by Randall. And a wide open look for Hood. Offline with his 3. Gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And Rodney Hood played 1 season at Mississippi State, then transferred, played another season at Duke. A good floor spacer, Greg, at 6'8".
You know, it's his in-between game that impresses me. Able to beat his man off the dribble. He can hit that little pull-up or drop it off to a teammate. This guy continues to improve.
Jazz trail by 5. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Nice ball movement by Utah. And here's Ingles outside. Simmons pulls it in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Now the dish to Bazemore. Nowitzki with the screen on Ingles. Bazemore passes to Simmons. Over Wall. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Simmons got his first bucket of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And Wall kicks to Hood. Back to Wall. Randall with a screen for Wall. Right side a screen. Just 5 to shoot. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
The superb strength from the crafty guard. Wall's used to getting knocked around. He sticks with his shot.
The Jazz shooting their first free throw of the game right now. That one misses for Wall. Gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Williams dishes to Simmons. He feeds it to Gasol. It's stolen by Wall. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ingles. And Simmons kicks to Williams. Here's the screen. Pass to Bazemore. Here's Simmons. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. And that does it for the first quarter. The home team leading by 5. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and...
When I first got here, my first...
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Hood and Ingles filling out the perimeter. Whiteside is out there with Randall, and it's Wall in at the point guard. Williams, that's good. Well, Chris, the NBA game is a game of superstition. And even if you aren't superstitious, you still get into the habit of a routine. So what was your pregame routine that you had during your career? Something that was there every night with you before a game?
Well, about superstitions, Kev, I have one superstition, and it might sound weird, but it was to not have a superstition. So I'm a guy that can get caught up in routine and things like that. So if I played a great game and I had something to eat, I wouldn't eat the same thing on purpose because I didn't want the superstition to control me. I wanted if for some reason I couldn't have the food, if for some reason I got to the game late, I never wanted that to be in my head. And so my thing was, since early in high school, I tried not to have a superstition. But in saying that, you do have a routine. And my routine as I got older was, before I get to the arena, I'd read the notes of the game and all that good stuff, and I'd just sit in the hot tub with my headphones on. I figured that was the best way to get warm at an older age, and that's really the only thing I can remember relying on before a game, and that was in my older years.
Good story. Good story. Randall with a screen for Wall. Nice D from Nowitzki. 3-on-3. Williams outside. They get it back. No good. Jazz trail by 4. And Wall kicks to Hood. Passes it to Randall. Feeds it to Ingles. Back to Randall. Clock at 6. Here's Wall over Simmons. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can.
Here's Simmons. Simmons missing again. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. All with it. Williams picks him up from 13. Makes a big high bounce and goes in. 8 points for Wall.
He played a very solid first quarter, and now he's taking it up a notch here in the second.
They set the pick. Nowitzki kicks to Simmons. On the wing, Williams. Now here's Bazemore. Defense is right there. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. The Jazz second.
They have gone all out to win the rebounding battle every night, and it's been paying off. I mean, the second chance points thus far have been really impressive.
Whiteside, a screen on Williams. Here's Hood. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. Gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Simmons passes to Williams. Back to Simmons. Looking to end the drought, and Simmons slams it in.
What strength on the slam from Simmons, punching it home and sending a real message there.
And Wall kicks to Whiteside. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Whiteside a screen. Whiteside a screen on Williams. Hood drives in over Williams. And it's Hood again missing.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that. When he gets the separation he needs, I know he would love to have that one back.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can...
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to taking a look at this home squad. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, they're putting bodies on people. If you just look at the rebounding numbers, you can tell that they've been putting their body on and being more physical than the other team. Now, that fact looms large on both sides.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get...
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Look at... Jazz trail by 5. Simmons is out there with Williams. Then there's Kent Bazemore. Then there's Nowitzki. And it's Gasol at the center position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Dave Yeager. Gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Williams kicks it to Bazemore. And there's the feed to Nowitzki over Randall. A wide open look for Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki.
And I really like to see Gasol go up with the shot immediately after getting the pass. Shows how much confidence he has in himself.
And I'll tell you what, age ain't nothing but a number when you talk about the impact of Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, with his size and shooting touch, he creates so many openings for himself and his teammates offensively.
Clock is at 3. Here's Ingles. Rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That is his first foul of the game. And Nowitzki's turnaround, an unblockable shot when he's hitting. Greg, he's unguardable.
And even though he's lost a little lift in the legs, he's worked hard to kind of quicken his release. And just another tweak for a guy who's made a career of adding layers to his Hall of Fame game.
Here's Wall. Simmons pulls it in. Simmons got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Yet another easy make. They're really cooking now after making their third straight shot to begin this half.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Whiteside. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Gasol.
Having a little bit of trouble at the start of the half. Only 1 for 4 from the field.
Nowitzki's shot is no good.
Well, I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
Simmons against Wall. Kicks to Whiteside. The pass to Hood. Ingles in the corner. And he comes up with the deuce. Ingles has got his first basket. Gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Gasol, a screen on Hood. Williams kicks it to Bazemore. There's the 3. Good. A nice assist for Williams. Bazemore's got 6 points.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
And if you're wondering where the points are coming from here tonight, here's a breakdown in the scoring between the front court and back court tonight for Utah.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Hood against Williams. Dishes to Ingles from past the arc. Bazemore grabs the miss.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, because you're spread out. It can be difficult to contest these shots, but not for him.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
Shot clock at 5. Ingles can't get it to go.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Williams gets the bucket.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Wall against Simmons. Outside, Wall. They need this. Simmons with the defensive effort.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
And so it's the home team sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. We come back right after this. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Quinn Snyder.
Everybody keep shooting the ball.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And the home team has possession. Moving on from this game, they're scheduled to take on the Lakers at the Staples Center. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Hood and Ingles filling out the perimeter. Julius Randle is out there with Whiteside, and it's Wall in at the 1 spot.
And doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
Well, there have been a lot of great young big men come into the league over the last couple of years. Chris, do you think the post position is about to make a comeback in the league right now?
I think it definitely could make a comeback because of the players that we've seen enter into this game, like Cat and Davis and Embiid. But I also think that, you know, the game has grown because we've had to see players like Larry Bird on the post extend his game to three-point area. We got to see Hakeem Olajuwon get the first big crossover. So I don't know if the game will ever be the same with traditional post. But I do know the game is in good hands with guys that have great skill sets, and so the big man is definitely back.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, normally when you look at a guy like Whiteside with the field goal percentage and all, you'd think it's all about dunks. But I tell you what, he's improved his entire repertoire of scoring options near the rim. And now he's even showing that he can step out and knock down that little face-up 15-footer.
Picked by Williams. And Bazemore kicks to Simmons. No good on the shot. Wall with some nice D. Jazz trail by 16. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Whiteside, and it's in there. Whiteside earlier in his career didn't have as many options to score, but Greg, he's been very conscious of keeping that improvement of his game, and especially on the offensive end.
And Whiteside has been self-motivated since he's come back to the NBA. He's got the great length. He gets the hooks. He's got that baby hook up over the defenders, the soft shooting touch, and he just continues to improve offensively, all the while still being a force on the defensive side of the floor. And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
Utah calls timeout. You look back on the last 5 off seasons or so, Chris, and there are usually huge names that change teams. LeBron, Durant, the first names that come to mind. As you went through the free agency process, how much of an influence did your agent or any sponsorships play in your role in that decision in picking your new team?
Yeah, I think every relationship with the player and their agent is different. For me, I wanted to go back to the place that I felt that was loyal to me. I wanted to go back to Sacramento because there had never been a small market team. I felt a really small market team that won a championship. And I saw Karl Malone try for all of those years. I saw Stockton try for all those years. Reggie try for all those years. And so I really wanted to be one of the first to kind of bring that back to the city. So my agent, my shoe company, me. No one could have said anything to take me away from that. That was a personal mission that I want, and I knew what I was dealing with at that time. But I think for other guys, it's different. Some guys, you know, want more commercials. They like to be in a bigger market. Some guys don't want that, and they're happy at staying under the radar, like a Tim Duncan, as long as he's winning. So I think for every guy is different, and I really believe that you have to make that decision for yourself and your family first, because if you do that, then the fans wherever you go will be much happier because you want to be there. You're not just buying time there.
And no fight left in the defense there after a teeth-rattling pick.
Williams kicks to Simmons. Williams a screen. Gasol a screen on Whiteside. Simmons hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deeper hole. Very little time now to climb out.
There's a minute left in the fourth quarter of this one. Williams dishes to Nowitzki. Gasol a screen. Hangs and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. Ginobili outside. He dishes it to Fareed. And Muhammad kicks to Van Vliet. Screen by Fareed. Off the screen. Fareed. And it's put back in by Fareed.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Brooks kicks to Cook. To the right side. Takes the 13-footer. Good as the jump shot falls.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
And so the home crowd treated to a win. They poured it out tonight, dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
A 1000 metros en el grito de tus miedos, solo hay eco de conocimiento ciego, también reconocimiento a los cimientos de...